Hello guys, and Center here, and today we will be making a mini ant farm. First we will start by marking the styrofoam. When you are using hardened, it's quite easy to cut. When you are not using the hardened styrofoam, you should use a styrofoam cutter, but the hardened one is easy to cut with just a sharp knife. We will make sure that the measurements we took are right, and make everything slightly smaller so it's better. We will cut all of the sides according to what we measured. Guys, just take your time and make sure everything is as precise as you can make it. It should be slightly smaller than container that you are using. Now you just mark up the chambers of your ant farm. You can play around with the layout as much as you want, but I have chosen something simple. When you have a layout that you want, you will carve it out with a sharp knife and make sure that chambers are slightly deeper than you want them to be at the end. And now mix up some plaster and paint the chambers with it. You have to cover them completely so it looks better. You can color the plaster if you want, but I just like the normal look. Then after you paint with the plaster, so there is no more styrofoam seen, you will texturize it so the ants can walk on that easily. Just use the brush to push it deeply so there is a bit of texture inside of it. So ants have it a lot easier to walk around, and it's when you are done with that part, you will take cocoa fiber and scrape off it, so you have a fine cocoa fiber powder. Now paint every surface which you want to be covered with cocoa fiber. Just use a thin layer of the plaster and then sprinkle the cocoa fiber on top. It does not have to be perfect, we will do it once more with the glue once the plaster dries out, but this is just to have a better foundation for the later. Now when everything has hardened, we will glue this ant farm to the outward. I will use super glue, but you can use whatever glue you like. Now it's time to make it more secure. I added tissue on the top and I'm covering it with the glue, so there is no chance there will be any gaps. Now I will push it in without tweezers, so it's nice and tight. Now it's time to do the same thing for the bottom. I will pour a lot of glue in there and push it in with some tweezers like before. Now it's time to add more cocoa fiber powder. I will apply some glue and sprinkle the cocoa fiber on it. Now it's time to add Queen and her worker inside so they can settle in nicely before we start making anything inside the outworld. I will try to pick up the Queen as carefully as possible, but it's kind of hard, so I had to push her. But once she gets in, she will settle in nicely. I will plug the hole with cotton so we can do the outworld. I will add about a half a centimeter layer of soil, not too much so they don't settle inside here and they stay where they are. By the way, I used cocoa fiber mixed with garden soil. Once the soil is nice inside, I will make a scape from the rocks because they can't nest in the rocks obviously. When the scape is how I like it, I will glue the rocks so they don't fall apart when I will plant something inside. When everything is glued and dried, I will plant some plants inside. The plants that I planted are not too much keen on high humidity and water, and that's good because this species that I have there does not like huge humidity. I have wedged the plants inside the rocks. These plants will be just fine there because they don't require a lot of nutrients. And if you use plants from outside, make sure to wash them with some water before you put them inside because they can have eggs of some creatures that you may not want inside of your ant farm. And now it's time to add some moss there. The moss is the perfect thing here because it's not too demanding and it looks better. It makes the outworld look like it's grass. I will do a big carpet on the bottom and then place some little pieces of the moss on the rocks. When everything is how I like it, I will add some more residents inside so the outworld is full with life. These are just isopods, they will clean the outworld so there is no more mold outbreak. That's the main reason I moved the ants here. They look good inside of here, so I will add another creature inside. This creature is key part of the ecosystem and I could not imagine it without it. These are springtails, they will eat anything, mold or ant poop, basically cleanup crew of the forest. And now it's time to open up the ant nest so the ants can go outside. I will just push away this isopod so it does not get killed inside of the ant nest. And now everything is good. I added some food and the springtails, the isopods, everyone is settling in nicely. I think this is one of my best creations and I think this colony will thrive inside of this nest. They already laid some eggs. If you have watched this far, consider subscribing and that will be all for now. Bye.